the Soviet cameramen met Umar, who is going to Moscow to study. The young nation needs many things, but most of all, educated people, its own specialists. The country's leaders realize that the future of Somalia depends on the sum total of the younger generation's knowledge. Is the residence of the President of the Republic of Somalia. The Republic's President is Aden Abdullah Osman. The head of the young African nation firmly resolved to strengthen its independence in every possible way and develop its national economy and culture. Somalia adheres to the policy of neutrality, peaceful coexistence, disarmament. It does not permit foreign war bases on its territory and declares its desire to live in friendship with all the peoples of the world.
We know and we will remember what Soviet Union is doing for the Somali people in giving so many scholarship facilitation and immense great help in giving up some credit in financing some projects who is nearby to be realized.
In Mogadishu, an exhibition has opened of models and projects which will be built with Soviet help in the near future. Among the first visitors are members of the Somali government and the Soviet ambassador Gennady Fomin. This hospital was presented to the Somali people without remuneration. This is what the meat packing plant will be like in the south of the country, where the savanna reaches the ocean. Chief construction engineer Viktor Kislenko came here from the Ukraine. At the other end of the country, in Mogadishu, the Minister of Economy, Ibrahim Ford, is laying the cornerstone of the dairy plant. A hospital is being built here on former British territory in Sheikh, and another one like it in the south at Wajid. Not long ago, they knew about hospitals only from hearsay. Work is coming to an end on this building site. The printing equipment has already arrived from the Soviet Union. This is the printing plant. Somali newspapers and journals will be published and printed here. Soviet friends met Somali workers on this building site. Many of them came from the village. It's not easy to make the transition from the mattock to modern technical equipment, but they try to learn. Unfortunately, there are still few professional technical schools in the country. However, specialists from friendly, highly developed countries come to their aid. In spite of the help from abroad, it is insufficient when taking into consideration the rapid rate of industrial development. Somalia is making up for lost time. The youth are taking up professions that yesterday were still unknown. Future sailors. So far, Somalia doesn't have a fleet of any kind, but since the crew is being prepared, that means there will be ships too. From the shores of the blue ocean, you come to the savannas in the depths of Africa. Almost all of Somalia's land was in this primitive stage, but now its age-old slumber has been disturbed. Machines have arrived in the savannas. Is where the great reserves of arable land are, thousands upon thousands of acres of untilled soil. The question raised by many was whether a harvest could be obtained from the savannas, which from time immemorial were considered unsuitable for agriculture. Bulldozers from the Urals and the Volga region were delivered to the African land. Soviet and Somali specialists prepared the way to reclaim Somalia's virgin lands. While one group clears the land of undergrowth, another group consisting of topographers, geodesists, and surveyors work on the cleared territory. The soil is analyzed. The first furrow. And the first Somali wheat. Three state farms produce grain, cotton, and oil-bearing cultures on the new lands. Just as on other state farms, good dwellings, a school, hospital, water system, and electricity will appear in Togwajala. Back to Mogadishu, the republic's capital. The city is not very large. It doesn't have the usual distinctive marks of a capital, theaters, art galleries, historical and architectural monuments. But this is understandable. However, it has something characteristic of a capital of a young republic on its path to independent development. The city existed before, with these same houses, streets, and people. But it's a new city. Africa has changed, and so has Mogadishu. The people of independent Somalia, who have become members with equal rights in the International Union of Nations, contribute their share in the general development of the country.